Donald Trump is saying the left is responsible for Charlie Kirk's murder. Why? Well, because
For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today.
the idea here is that hateful speech creates the conditions for hateful actions, including violence, and so shouldn't be tolerated. It's actually a right-wing version of an idea that's often been shared on the left.
We don't want you to speak here. Your words are violent.
In other words, some speech is so hateful that it's equivalent to being an act of violence, or that it leads to acts of violence, and so shouldn't be protected by free speech. Now, it's true that there is a link between speech and political violence. I mean, political violence is to do with ideas and groups, and how else do you share and form those without speech? But of course, the problem with this idea is you can potentially outlaw most political speech, as it could theoretically lead to violence or radical acts. That's why traditionally the bar is set really high for violent or hateful speech. For example, if you address a mob and call for someone to be killed and then that person is killed, you can be guilty of incitement. This idea, whether it comes from left or right, is a bad one, and it's another example of how MAGA, having spent years criticizing cancel culture on the left, is now copying its worst ideas and combining it with state power to make it an absolute disaster for free speech in America.